cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
What's up, everybody? Bernard Riley back in here with some more of this Black media mayhem. Cam Newton is talking. And by talking, I mean backtracking. Backtracking on the simple statements that he made essentially about this modern woman that we talk about a lot on my show. He's backtracking on that. I thought his apology tour was over, but now he's backtracking to the point to where now he's making sure that he's making it clear that he's speaking up for women, and he's doing it to the point to where now he's even speaking up for the LGBTQ community. In his backtrack where he tried to make sure that women are okay with what he said. He even tried to be all inclusive and include gay men and gay women in the whole work. So it's interesting. It's interesting. And we're going to cover it. We're going to roll the not so beautiful bean footage. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
So my mic would never be as louder than the media's mic. And I seen that situation as also a reminder that it don't matter how much money that they give you, you still a puppet to a degree. It's another synonym out there, but I'm just going to use a puppet, right?
But wait a minute. He is essentially media right now because that's what he's doing, because he's not playing football anymore. And also, the puppets that he's accusing everybody else of being, he's essentially being that puppet as well. He's essentially being a cog in that machine because he's backtracking on his statements to appease those that he are calling puppets. No, you're a cog in their machine as well. At this point, if you backtrack, if you stand on what you say, then you can then call them puppets. But if you backtrack, you can't.
On a deal with whoever, you think that money good until you do something bad, and then Pinocchio, you out of there. See what I'm saying? I never intended to hurt, bring down, oppress, defame no woman when I said what I said. I think just like in this aesthetic, it's a lot of topics that's being talked about. And I would just mention something. I never had an opportunity to go back. Is that Willie and Wallow, Gilly and Wallow's issue? No. It's my job as the person, as the spokesman of that, to go back and say, hey, man, I made a mistake. Or let me go back and tell y'all what I really meant. And I always say it on this platform. I said I grew up in a household with two strong women, right? As well as a father, my grandmother and my mother. I knew what a woman was. In this day and age, I think it was hurting, or it was catching a lot of people off guard, because people don't really know the Gen Z, the millennials have a phrase that it's like, girl, you a bad bitch, girl, that's a real thing. And it's a respected term, right? I was saying we don't necessarily need no more of that, because as a woman, what I said was, you don't know how to cook, but you call yourself a bad bitch. You don't know how to allow a man to lead, but you call yourself a bad bitch. What I should have added to that, as a strong man, you also have to listen to your partner. Even if you're in a situation where it's a girl and another girl, or a male and another male, you have to listen to your partner. You have to be whatever your partner needs you to be. I did not make that the point then. I then now know where it's like, I've never or will never try to defame somebody by saying, no, we don't need this, and girl, you know, shut up. What are we talking about? Like, no, I'm saying as strong men, we have to also appreciate that strong force in our life. And 9 times out of 10, more times than not, it's a woman that's behind us to say, you know what, Cam, you're wrong. You know what? I had so many people reach out to me and educated me on the situation, because.
So to sum all of that up, the bad bitch archetype that he had a problem with is now okay and perfectly fine. And men should just, and a strong man, I should say, make sure we qualify that, a strong man should listen to his woman. That's essentially what he's saying. Oh, and she should listen to him too, but she should be a bad bitch. But the bad bitch is a chick that got an attitude and don't cook, which means if she's that bad bitch, chances are she's not listening to a man. She's not following a man. She's not letting a man lead, which means she's combative to a man in most cases, pushy to a man in most cases, and not doing essentially what a man wants a woman to do in a relationship in most cases. So to try to say that you should listen to your partner, but you're okay with the bad bitch, yeah, it's a contradiction in there. It's a contradiction in there. But so in short, bad bitch, okay. Bad bitch is okay. Men, listen to your woman, even if she conducts herself in a way to where, as you previously admitted, can be a bit unbearable. Still listen to her. Then he smuggled in something about a completely contrived shout out to the LGBTQ community, and it was contrived and just pulled out of nowhere, and it was a deliberate attempt to make sure that he's in the good graces of the liberal media, of the cancel culture, by saying I'm acknowledging gay people out of nowhere. That's essentially how it works. It's one thing to be just a random champion for the cause and everything, but if you just smuggle them into the conversation, sort of like how the woman at Disney said she figures out a way to just smuggle something about homosexuality into Disney movies. She just tries to just smuggle it in, just the show, the movie, the conversations about something else, but just smuggle it in, just smuggle it on in. That's essentially what he did right there. So that's somebody who, like he said, they're puppets. They're essentially a part of that machine. Nothing showed more that he's also a puppet on the string than to actually go out of his way to make sure that he covers all the bases for all the people that he offended that's on one side of the culture war. He wants to make sure that he circled every wagon. He rounded all. He wanted to make sure he circled the wagons and made sure that everybody was okay, so nobody's offended by him. So he's in the good graces over there. He's a part of that machine that he complained about. He's a puppet. And I rode hard for him when he made that statement. I did ride hard for him when he made his initial statement, because there's nothing wrong with men speaking up like that. Just go back to very important that men speak up and men say what's on their mind and don't fall victim to the whole cancel culture. I just did a video just on recently on how Monique is trying to figure out a way to get DL canceled for some jokes he made about women back in 2007. So listen, let's stand on our square. Let's stand on our square. Let's hold the line.
People were then talking about, in the media, which I didn't appreciate. Are we talking about women's rights, or are we talking about digging into all my demons in my closet? Because the main people who were talking about, Cam made this comment about, women not knowing how to cook. But didn't you have a child outside of your? What does that have to do with anything? Didn't you make a feminine or sexist remark? And what does that have to do with this?
And I do want to stop it right there and play that part, because that is a part that he said that I do agree with. People tried to dig out his past to invalidate what he's saying in the present, and that is cancel culture 101, and I will always be against that. So that part I agree with him on, but everything else, meh. And that's it. That's going to do it. That's all I got on this Black Media Mayhem. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Did I get it wrong? Did I get it right? Let me know. And with that said, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.